You know that moment when you're looking at your cat, who is currently ignoring you to stare intently at a completely blank wall, and you just think, do you even like me? Do you actually know who I am? I mean, we all secretly hope our cats view us as their parents when we're scooping their litter boxes or dropping half a paycheck on gourmet treats that they, of course, refuse to eat. But is that bond actually real? For years, cats have had a pretty unfair reputation. If you look at memes online, they're painted as these cold, calculating overlords who are totally aloof and honestly just kind of indifferent to our existence. But actually, the latest behavioral research says otherwise. The truth is, they form incredibly deep, complex familial bonds with us that directly mirror parent-child dynamics. So in this explainer, we're diving into the 7 undeniable behaviors that prove you are your cat's parent. We're going to look at the ethological, or animal behavior science, behind 7 very specific things your cat does that prove you aren't just a roommate or a glorified can opener. Get ready, because these concrete signs might literally change how you see your feline friend forever. Let's start with the parent-kitten connection. To really understand these 7 behaviors, we have to completely debunk the whole solitary cat myth right now. Domestic cats are actually highly social creatures, and the fascinating way they interact with us is deeply rooted in their earliest days of life, basically how their brains developed right alongside human civilization. The crucial point to understand here is a biological concept called neoteny, which is essentially the retention of juvenile, kitten-like traits in adult animals. Think of it like this. Because we provide their food, their shelter, and their security, our cats don't ever really need to grow up into tough, wild survivors. Their psychological development kind of freezes in this safe, kitten-like state. So they continue to use those kitten behaviors well into adulthood, specifically to communicate with you, their primary caregiver. And you can see this clearly when you compare stranger interaction to parent interaction. It brilliantly highlights how they view the world. Think about it. A cat might loudly meow or forcefully rub against a total stranger's leg to demand food or attention. But when they interact with their chosen human, their parent, it's completely different. Those interactions are deeply intimate, super subtle, and often totally silent. They don't need to shout at you because they know you already get them. Let's get into the signs, starting with trust in vulnerable moments. The first 2 behaviors on our list are all about how your cat exposes their absolute most vulnerable side to you. In the animal kingdom, where survival is literally everything, letting your guard down is the ultimate test of trust. Behavior number 1 is the slow blink. Now, you might just think they're sleepy or maybe glaring at you in judgment from across the room. But cats will actually perform this silent exchange up to 3 times more often with their favorite human than with anyone else in the house. It's a highly deliberate, conscious choice to close their eyes around you. In fact, research from the University of Sussex proved that voluntarily closing their eyes in your presence is the ultimate sign of trust. It functions basically as a feline kiss. They're putting their physical safety entirely in your hands. And here's an amazing trick you can try at home. It literally lowers their stress hormones when you return the gesture. Just soften your gaze and slowly close your eyes back at them to seal that bond. All right, behavior number 2, the vulnerable sleep position, specifically going belly up. A cat's belly contains all their vital organs, right? So by sleeping with it fully exposed, they're leaving themselves completely defenseless. We all know this is the ultimate cat owner trap. It's a sign of profound trust, sure, but it is definitely not always an invitation for belly rubs, unless you want a playful scratch. What it really means is they feel safe enough to enter their deepest REM sleep cycle right in front of you. Researchers at the University of Bristol found that choosing to be this vulnerable means they view you entirely as their protector, not just another warm body in the house. Think about their wild ancestors. A sleeping cat is prey. So by exposing their belly, they're basically turning you into their personal shield. You are their designated safe zone against the world. Next up, claiming you as family. Let's look at how this incredible trust builds into the actual physical ways your cat marks you as their own flesh and blood. They don't just quietly trust you, they actively, deliberately claim you so that other cats can literally read it. Which brings us to behavior number 3, head bunting. This is when your cat adorably presses their forehead firmly against yours. They have these temporal glands on their forehead, and they use them to deliberately deposit special family-marking pheromones right onto you. And notice how they do this specifically during calm, quiet moments together. It's reserved only for permanent colony members. It isn't about dominance at all. It's about sharing a communal sense so that you literally smell like home. Behavior number 4 is kneading, or as the internet famously calls it, making biscuits. This rhythmic paw-pressing behavior is a textbook example of neoteny. The instinct originates from kittenhood to stimulate a mother's milk flow, but adult cats retain it only for the humans who provide them that exact same primal comfort and security. You know the drill. It's usually accompanied by insanely loud purring, half-closed eyes, and maybe even a little drool.
And what's wild is that kneading releases endorphins in your cat's brain, creating this intense chemical happiness. The action releases endorphins and oxytocin, perfectly recreating the reward loop triggered by the maternal bond. So the next time those tiny, sharp claws are digging painfully into your leg, just remember, those are actually just painful little pricks of pure, unadulterated love.
Moving on to following and greeting you. The final 3 behaviors relate to exactly how your cat greets you after a long day and how they navigate your shared space. They might seem like mundane, everyday actions, but in the feline world, they carry huge psychological weight. Behavior number 5 is silent shadowing. Oregon State University research shows that cats form attachment styles incredibly similar to human children. So when they follow you from room to room without making a peep, it proves they feel a secure, healthy attachment to you. When they follow you into the bathroom for literally no reason, or insist on sitting right on your keyboard while you work, they aren't trying to annoy you. They just need to exist in your presence to feel secure. Behavior number 6 is the morning trill. It's this rolling, musical chirp that sounds completely different from a standard meow. It's actually a highly specific mother-to-kitten sound, and amazingly, each cat develops their own distinct, signature trill specifically for you. They use it just to express sheer joy that their favorite person is finally awake. It's pure recognition and happiness, not just them demanding breakfast. And rounding out our list is behavior number 7, the question mark tail. Picture this. You walk through the front door, and your cat comes strutting down the hallway. Their tail is held straight up in the air and curved right at the very tip, literally like a question mark. It is one of the absolute most heartwarming sights for any cat parent. And here's the science behind it. Veterinary researchers at the University of Pennsylvania state this specific tail position is an automatic, totally involuntary display of deep affection. That word involuntary is key here. They simply cannot fake it. It's a hardwired emotional reaction to seeing the being they love most in the entire world walking back into their territory. So, wrapping up and graduating Cat University, looking closely at the science from animal behavior experts around the globe, I think it's safe to say the myth of the uncaring, strictly independent cat is officially busted. They communicate their love just as deeply as dogs do. It just looks and sounds a little bit different than what we humans usually expect. We've covered the 7 parental bond behaviors: slow blinking, vulnerable belly-up sleeping, forehead bunting, kneading, silent shadowing, morning trilling, and the question mark tail. From those deeply vulnerable slow blinks to the endorphin-releasing joy of making biscuits, these signs are irrefutable biological proof that your cat has completely imprinted on you. You're not just an owner. You're their parent, their protector, and the center of their family unit. So how many of these 7 signs does your cat show you? I really encourage you to watch them closely today. And more importantly, now that you know you actually speak their secret family language, how are you going to answer them back? Because I guarantee you, they've been telling you they love you this whole time. Subscribe to Purrfessor Cats to graduate from Cat University and never miss your daily dose of funny cat videos and amazing cat behavior tips.